So I'm gonna give everybody a few minutes to come in. Mm-mm. All right. Let's see if I can get me some wins online. Mm, I guess. Of course.
And welcome in, everybody. Glad you're with us. MLB The Show has interleague action for you this afternoon. And towing the mound for Houston in this one, Hunter Brown.
Anytime you have 5 pitches to work with on the mound, that repertoire can be a real weapon in terms of keeping hitters off balance, man. It's one of those things that I'm going to be looking for in this one. Does he have a feel for all of those pitches, or is he just able to get 1 or 2 over in the strike zone where he wants? Now, it's tough to do to be able to command all those pitches, but if he can, he is going to be very tough for the opponent today.
And down on strikes. 1 up, 1 down. Kyle Tucker, a.k.a. King Tuck, to the plate now. Going to count 1 and 2. Strike 3, and that's 2 in a row. 2 down, base is empty. Mookie digs in here. Here's a 1-1. The shortstop takes the ball. The next offering misses. 3-1 now. Out towards right center field. Smith in position. And that'll do it. We go to the bottom of the first. And taking the ball for the Dodgers, Yoshinobu Yamamoto. What should we keep an eye on here?
A power pitcher that is going to pitch aggressively with the fastball. His fastball velocity ranks near the top in the league. He'll also throw the slider, but if you're a hitter, be ready for the fastball. You're going to see a few of them during your at-bat.
That one lifted to left. One away. Here's the former MVP, Jose Altuve.
Boog, I don't think anyone was shocked when Yamamoto signed with Los Angeles. He joins a long list of pitchers who signed with the Dodgers out of Japan, following in the footsteps of Hideo Nomo, Hiroki Kuroda, and Kenta Maeda.
That one in the dirt. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Misses. It's a strikeout. That missed by a lot. And that's ball 3. Swings through that one. It's a strikeout. On now to the top half of inning number 2. And at the plate for the Dodgers, Freddie Freeman.
Very humble guy, and on the field, off the field, and he goes about his at-bats in that way, Boog. He's
ball 3.
Just trying to stay with the plan, and that plan is hit the ball to left center field, drive the ball that way, and let it travel.
Yep. Ground ball right side. Walker takes it himself. 1 out in the second. And up to the plate is Will Smith. The Astros turn to a new arm on the mound, Steven Okert. He's into the game with the bases empty. The 1-1.
That's ball 2.
There's a strike.
Wow, just a beautiful backdoor slider right there. If you've got any chance of hitting that pitch, you have to wait until the absolutely last millisecond. Just a tough pitch to hit, and not an easy one to throw either.
Here's Max Muncy, that funky Muncy. That one misses, and that's ball 2. Foul ball there. No score here in the second. Got him looking. That's a strikeout. Back here in Houston, and stepping in for the Astros, Carlos Correa. That's a bullet, but it goes foul. Fouled off, and they'll do it again. 1 down. So digging in, Joey Loperfido.
Well, Boog, the story's been told that Yamamoto's bag of tricks is an actual bag that he carries around. Inside the bag, he keeps a yoga mat, wooden blocks, tiny soccer balls, and mini javelins. He uses all of that just for his warm-up routine.
Two down. Cam Smith up next for the Astros. 2 down, nobody on. Lined, and that's a base hit. So a 2-out knock keeps the inning alive.
I could watch base hits like that one all day long, and so could every hitting coach in the league. Just a nice line drive into center field. And now a chance to maybe get creative on offense with good speed on first.
In the dirt. Swings and misses. And K is back here in Houston, all set for the start of the inning. Teoscar Hernandez steps to the plate for the Dodgers. That misses, and a count 2-1. This one belted deep left field, on its way, gone. A solo shot. The Dodgers strike first. It's 1-0. Here's the center fielder, Andy Pages, the 1-1.
Ball. Always exciting to see a leadoff home run in an inning. Kind of gets the offense fired up, and you start to expect a big inning.
Check swing. No appeal. Ball 3. On the ground to the left.
Foul ball.
And foul ball. 3-2 now. Line drive, base hit.
Now, just a total nightmare for lefties. I'd be very surprised to see that matchup again. To me, it's just a really controlled, balanced swing. He wasn't trying to do too much with it. Just stayed disciplined, got the barrel to the ball, and put it in play.
He's got it. 1 away. Back to the top of the Dodgers order. Shohei Ohtani up to the dish.
Nope, that's down.
And it's even up.
Well, when those hitters count, sometimes can be a little too aggressive, and a good pitcher will play off of that. He's got
Runner on the go. Pitch
Ball
misses
back
inside. Trying to wiggle out of a rundown now. They put the tag on him, and that's out number 2. Chance to collect himself now as he asks for time. 2 down, nobody on. And he walked him.
Ball 4. Take your base.
Up next for the Dodgers, right fielder.
So here's Kyle Tucker now. And that one fouled off. 2-2 now. Runner takes off. Pitch misses. Safe at second, and he easily steals the bag.
Up next for the Dodgers.
First and second, 2 outs. And now it's Mookie Betts.
If you're trying to keep the line moving, this is the guy you want at the plate. Such a good hitter. Can also flash some power.
2 on, 2 outs. Out to short. That's a base hit. Here's Ohtani flying around third. He'll score. It's an RBI single, and they lead by 2.
Didn't try to do too much with it. Just a really controlled, simple swing. We don't see a whole lot of that these days with hitters trying to launch and hit home runs. But sometimes you got to shorten up just like that.
They limit the damage here. Ready to go for the last half of the inning. At the plate is the Astros catcher, Yainer Diaz. The 1-1.
Ball upstairs.
Hard hit left side. Sends it to first. 1 gone, bottom of the 3rd inning. And here is Jake Meyers. The 1-1. Swings through that one for strike 2.
from a pitcher's perspective, that's a beautiful splitter right there. As a hitter, you don't like it, but he's commanded his fastball, and out of that same tunnel, that splitter comes, and the bottom just falls out of it.
Check swing didn't go. The count now 2-2. That one missed. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. And that's 4 strikeouts. Jeremy Pena will hit next. Here's the 2-2. Swings through it, and that's a strikeout. Back here in Houston, start of the 4th, Will Smith steps to the plate for the Dodgers. In the air to left center, Myers gets under it. And there's one down. Here comes Max Muncy. He's not going to get cheated up there.
No, he's not. He's looking to do damage with every swing he takes.
Swing and a miss.
Clearly he was sitting on a fastball right there and just ended up out in front of the slider. Hey, you can't fault him for his commitment. Now he's just going to have to battle with 2 strikes.
And he couldn't hold back. He's run up on strikes.
Up next for the Dodgers.
2 down, base is empty. Here's Teoscar Hernandez. This one smacked out to left center. And that is that. Bottom of the inning, and stepping in for the Astros, Jose Altuve. Payoff pitch. Bands another, and that's 3 straight strikeouts. Now it's Yordan Alvarez. That one misses. 3-1.
Oh, they have had a hard time scoring in this one. The pitcher out there on the mound wants to keep attacking, make sure that they don't get any confidence.
Oh, wow,
Swing
swing
and
it.
a miss, and that one missed by a ton. Stays alive. The kick, the 3-2. And that's ruled a swing. It's a strikeout. Throw on to Freeman. Already 2 gone here in the home 4th. Here's Carlos Correa.
Third baseman, Carlos Correa.
2 down, nobody on. Not close with that one. 2 balls and a strike. Comes up empty. That's strike 2. Line
Go.
drive and foul ball. Another one. That's 5
Man, I'm swinging that
straight
crazy.
strikeouts.
Oh, it's crazy. I'm swinging that. I gotta be patient. I gotta be patient.
Back here in Houston, we go to the top of the 5th. Andy
Gotta be
Pages.
patient.
Ryan Weiss takes over on the mound.
Just trying to keep this one close here, and this is where a bullpen can give their players a chance to fight back into the game.
Swings through that, and it's a strikeout. And there's one
Up
away.
next for the Dodgers.
Alex
Second
Freeland
baseman,
now at the
Alex
plate.
Freeland.
Cuts on it and misses. That's a strikeout. Coming out of the bullpen throwing beans.
Shohei Ohtani.
Back to the top of the order now. Next is the Dodger DH, Shohei Ohtani. Check swing, and he went. It's a ball and 2 strikes. Just missed.
Really good take, especially with 2 strikes.
Just misses. And now 3-2. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. We head to the bottom of the 5th. And stepping in for the Astros, Joey Loper. Alex Vesia on the pitch out of the pen here.
Still a lot of game left, and this game could go either way. So this is a big opportunity for him to get some important.
This one's into the outfield. Could be extra bases. Makes the turn and heads for second. And he greets the new arm from the bullpen with a double.
Well, they call that an advantage count for a reason. You're so much more likely to get something you can handle. Got a fastball, middle of the plate, jumped all over it. Absolutely smoked that.
Why I do that? That
Swing
is
and a miss. There's the changeup. Ground ball up the middle. That's a base hit. Headed for the plate. Run comes in from second. Now the tag at second.
no. He got me. Ah,
And now
good
it's
play.
Christian Walker. Strike 2. And that skips into dirt.
Get that shit out of there.
Center field. This
Let's
one's
go.
deep. Forget it. And this game is tied. So next up for Houston, Yainer Diaz. Swings and misses. And the count now even up. In the dirt. And there's 2 gone following the strikeout. Stepping in, Jake Myers.
Center fielder, Jake
2 down, nobody on. Hit hard to the ground and up the middle, base hit. So the 2-out knock extends the inning and sends them back to the top of the order.
Up next for the Astros.
So the Houston lineup turns over. Now it's the shortstop, Jeremy Pena. And that is cut on and missed. And the count 1-2. Fouls it back with 2 strikes. Next pitch is outside. Got him. That's out number 3. Astros notch a run on the solo homer. Back here in Houston. All right, we go to the top half of inning number 6.
Well, they just scored some runs in that last frame, and now they have to make sure they don't cough them up on defense right away. No better time than right now to have a 1-2-3. You know, these Dodgers just aren't putting great swings on the baseball in this one. Just 1 extra base hit for them, so they haven't exactly been hitting the ball gap to gap or out of the park. That makes it really difficult to generate runs.
And a payoff pitch. Battling here as he fouls it away. 3-2. And he walked him. A terrific battle at the plate. And now he's aboard as the potential go-ahead run. Here's Betts. And a swing and a miss. There's that slider. Puts a bunt down. And that bunt goes foul. It's a strikeout.
Up next for the Dodgers, first baseman, Freddie
Go ahead,
Freeman.
run on base. So now it's Freddie Freeman.
If you don't get ahead in the count, you can forget about having any success against him.
Ball to strike. The pitch. Try to get him to chase on the changeup that time.
Way to lay off that pitch down.
That's a base hit. And they have their first hit since the 3rd inning.
Couldn't have timed it up any better than that. Other than ripping one into the gap or blasting one over the wall, there aren't a whole lot of hits that are more satisfying than a nice line drive in the center field. So that
Altuve behind his back to second. Double play. What a great killing. Back here in Houston and stepping in for the Astros, Jose Altuve. So they turn to their closer, Edwin. And a 1-1.
Well, these Astros just lacking discipline at the plate in this ballgame. They've been chasing pitches outside the zone all game, and it's led to some frustrating moments. They've been fooled quite a bit today.
Betts whips it to first. One away, bottom of the sixth.
Up next for the
Here's Yordan Alvarez.
designated hitter, Yordan
Here's
Alvarez.
a 1-1. And that one hit to first. The tag, and he's out. Now Correa up to hit.
For the Astros, third baseman.
2 down, nobody on. Here in the bottom of the sixth. Outside
Ball 3.
low. 3 balls and a strike. Fastball for a strike. This one in the air, center field. Pages settles under it. And the inning is over. Back here in Houston, we go to the top of the 7th. Max Muncy steps to the plate for the Dodgers. And a 3-1 on the way.
God damn.
This one is crushed. No doubt about it. And here in the late stages, they have the lead. And they jump in front in the 7th. It's 3-2. And now Teoscar Hernandez. What a stop. Over to first. And they get the out. Here's the center fielder, Andy Pages.
Center fielder, Andy Pages.
The 2-1. And that's downstairs and outside. And there's ball
That's ball
4.
4. Take your base.
Runner on at first with 1 gone. Here's the second baseman, Alex Fried. Pinch hitter coming on, Ha-Seong Kim. Runner on first with 1 down for him. The 1-1. Line drive, and that should be extra bases. Here comes Pages around third. He'll score easily, and they lead by 2.
Didn't try to do too much with it, just a really controlled, simple swing. We don't see a whole lot of that these days with guys trying to launch and hit home runs, but sometimes you got to shorten up.
He's trying for third. Foul ball still, a 1-2 count. Got him swinging. Here's Kyle Tucker. And it's second. Swing and a miss, and he was fooled. Here's the pitch. Runner breaks for third. Struck him out swinging. Good job at damage control right there. Set for the last half of the 7th. And stepping in for the Astros, Joey Loperfido. Here's a 1-2. Spoils the 2-strike pitch, and he'll see another. The 1-2. So he's there at 98 miles an hour. Cam Smith up next for the Astros. Diaz, multi-time All-Star, 31 years old, and he was a 3rd-round pick back in 2012. Late with the swing there.
Ooh, Vaya. You got to remember to take the donut off the bat, partner.
Cuts and misses. It's a strikeout. So up next, Christian Walker. Swing and a miss. 1-2. Swings and misses. Struck him out. Back here in Houston, ready to begin the 8th. Mookie Betts steps to the plate for the Dodgers. The 1-1. There's a swing and a drive. Into the corner, but foul. The 1-2. Got him swinging. Picks up strikeout number 7. Freddie Freeman will come up to hit.
When you get to this part of the order, yeah, there's some pop there, but more likely there's some base hits. So very important to be patient. Let the pitcher walk you, if he will.
Base hit, and that's a 1-out single.
Showed some really nice patience in that at bat. Worked himself into a good count. Just a solid swing right there. Caught it out front and ripped it into the outfield for the base hit. Those always feel great.
The batter now will be Will Smith. The count 2-1. Way out front for strike 2. This one in the air center field. Myers under this one. Out number 2. Muncy digs in.
For the Dodgers, third baseman Max Muncy.
1-1 now. That smash towards center. And that is that. Ready for the bottom of the 8th. At the plate is the Astros catcher, Yainer Diaz. Gets a piece and stays alive.
A healthy cut. Tough pitch at 98, but a really good pass at the ball.
Make it 4 strikeouts in a row, just cruising along. And that's the hit for Houston, Jake Myers. Strike 2.
A lot of times you'll see a pitcher maybe double up on a pitch. This guy will throw it 3 times, 4 times in a row because hitters just can't lay off of him.
Here's the shortstop at the plate, Jeremy Pena. 2 down, nobody on. Near the bottom half of the 8th inning. And he couldn't hold back. He's rung up on strike. Back here in Houston, all.
Now pitching for the Astros, number 17, Highway.
And that gets the top of the zone for a strike. Gets a piece there. We'll do it again. Fights it off. You'll see another. And that just misses. Three, 2 now. Swing and a miss, struck him out. And a strikeout for the first out here in the 9th. Here's the center fielder, Andy Pajas. Swings and misses. 1 and 2. And that's with the swing. It's a strikeout. 2 outs, base is empty. Now at the plate, Ha-Seong Kim. The 1-1. And that one up and in. Look out. Straighten him up a little bit. Too high, and it's ball 4.
Up next for the Dodgers.
Back to the top of the order. Here's Shohei Ohtani. Kim leads off first with 2 down to the inning. And now 2 and 2.
It's a tough day at the plate. 3 strikeouts already. It's hard not to.
Runner on the go. Right side. Altuve. Over to first. And they get Ohtani for the out. Back here in Houston. Bottom 9. Jose Altuve up to hit here. Here's a 1-1. Another one, and that makes it 7 consecutive strikeouts. Now it's the DH, Yordan Alvarez. Number 70 taking over on the mound.
Well, the best relievers love the opportunity to come in and protect the tight lead late in the ball game. Some of them are just wired different, so we'll see what he's got here.
Swings through that one out in front that time. Line drive, and this might be trouble. Now he'll turn for second. And he'll pull in there with a stand-up double.
Everything came together for him. Loud contact leads to the double. I mean, you could tell it had extra bases written all over it as it jumped off of his stick.
And here comes Carlos Correa. In the dirt, blocked. And an excellent job keeping it right there. Tying run at the plate. Got him swinging for the strikeout. And just one out remaining for Houston. Here's the left fielder, Joey Loperfido. There comes a pinch hitter for the Astros, Isaac Paredes.
And he would be the tying run boost, so we may see him try to launch one if he gets a good pitch to handle.
The Stros down to their final strike. Got him, and that's the ball game.
Sometimes road trips can be tough. You're away from your family, but when you can win, silence that opposing crowd, it makes things just a little bit better, makes the road trip just a little bit shorter.
And your final 4-2. Dave Roberts and company celebrate in the dugout. For Chris Singleton and our entire outstanding crew here at MLB The Show, I'm John Sciambi. We'll see you soon.
Does anybody know or have the time? Does anybody know that girl of mine? Has anybody seen her? Has she gone away? If anybody talked to her, please send her my way. Yeah, yeah. Well, I heard she was hanging around with some other lover on this end of town. Or maybe it's a rumor. Maybe it's a rumor. People tell her a lie. Or maybe she's not with some other guy. I gotta know right away, 'cause I can't spend another day. Yeah. Does anybody know? Does anybody know where my baby is? Does anybody know? Does anybody know where my baby is?
Baseball from the Lone Star State. We've got open-air baseball for you on the show. It's the Texas Rangers and the Texas Rangers. First pitch coming at you right after the break. And on the mound for Texas in this one, Jacob deGrom. What do you look for here? Boog is Dave Niehaus way and Edgar Martinez drive. Welcome to T-Mobile. And today's starter, Logan Gilbert. And Singy, he's one of the most dominant arms in all of baseball.
Anytime you have 5 pitches to work with on the mound, that repertoire can be a real weapon in terms of keeping hitters off balance, man. It's one of those things that I'm going to be looking for in this one. Does he have a... for all of those pitches, or is he just able to get 1 or 2 over in the strike zone where he wants? Now, it's tough to do to be able to command all those pitches, but if he can, he is going to be very tough for the opponent today.
And a foul ball, he stays alive. Back foot slider struck him out. Up next for the Rangers, Wyatt Langford. The 1-1. And that one fouled off. Foul ball left side. He'll see another. Just getting started here in Seattle. Grounds one to short. Rivas tosses to first. Nice efficient start to the afternoon. That's 2 out. 2 down, base is empty. So next to hit for Texas, Corey Seager. And now the count 1-2 after the swing and the miss. Drilled in the air out towards right center. Rodriguez settles under it. And that is that. Chris.
Number 56.
Guy usually turns in a very good outing. His teammates really enjoy when he's on the mound. Everyone seems to be loose, which can help the offense be a bit more dangerous. So if you look at the opposing lineup, they're hoping he doesn't just settle in. They want to make this an uncomfortable start from the beginning.
That one almost got him.
Straighten him up a little bit.
Got him swinging. And now for Seattle, Cal Raleigh. The 1-1.
Ball, that's upstairs.
Knocks that one away, and we'll do it again. Way high.
Good purpose pitch right there. Trying to tease him, get him to raise his sights, pop something up, and make it an easy out.
Strike 3, and that's 2 in a row.
Batting third.
And now it's Julio Rodriguez. 2 down, nobody on. This one in the air, right field. And it stays fair. Not stopping. He's going for 3. And he's got himself a triple.
I don't know how he's able to shoot that pitch the other way and still put something on it. That pitch was inside, and he let it get really deep. So pretty incredible hands to fight it off and still get good wood on it.
On the ground, right side. Play made. That ends the inning. Back in Seattle, top of the second, Jake Burger stepping in for the Rangers.
Burger.
The 2-1.
Ball, that's in.
Swings through that. Toss to Naylor, and quickly one away in the second. Josh Smith now at the plate. And a liner out into right center for a base hit. So a man aboard now with one away.
Everything came together for him. Just a solid swing right there. Caught it out front and ripped it into the outfield for the base hit. Those always feel great.
Here's Josh Young. And a swing and a miss there.
Well, the hitter shows the pitcher that he's willing to go after that pitch down in the zone. So perhaps he'll come back to it. Still try to get that ground ball double play.
Payoff pitch. And he couldn't hold back. He's rung up on strikes. Here's Jack Peterson. Right side. Oh, look at the stop. And very nicely done. Bottom of the inning. It now is the Mariners DH, Dominic Canzone. Swing and a foul straight back. The 1-2. High fly ball down the left field line. That one back there, and that one is foul, so we'll try it again. Next one misses, ball 2. Stays alive. The 2-2. That one lifted to left. One up, one down. Here's the third baseman, Brendan Donovan. The 1-1 is fouled off.
You could see he was trying to stay back long enough to handle the off-speed pitch, but just a little tardy on the fastball.
Oh, can't pick it up cleanly, but he wins the foot race to first. Good job of knowing how much time he had there. Here's Victor Robles. No score here in the second. Comes up empty. That's strike 2. Next offering popped in the air, right field. Base hit as he pulls up short. And that keeps the inning going.
Can't even make a routine catch, bro. Really.
Here's the shortstop at the plate, Leo Rivas. Late that time, and it's strike 2. Robles runs. Pitch misses in. Throw, save. That's a stolen base. Foul. We'll see another payoff pitch. Man at second. And ball 4, 2 aboard.
Batting ninth, the second baseman, Cole.
At the plate, Cole Young. High fly ball out towards left field. Carrying well. And caught on the warning track. Back at T-Mobile Park, top half of the third inning, Evan Carter stepping. In for the Rangers. Here's a 1-1. And a foul ball. Gets to it with a slide. And they get the out. Danny Jansen to hit here.
The catcher, number 9, Danny Jansen.
Next pitch in for a strike. And a count 1-2. On to first. So the Rangers batting order turns over. Brandon Nimmo will hit next. The count 2-1. That one missed. That's in there. Now 3-2. On the ground, a second, might be 2. There's 1. Double play. What a quick killing to end the inning. Back in Seattle, here's the Mariners' leadoff man, Randy Arozarena. On the ground to the left. Young tossed to first. Leadoff hitter gone in the third. And now the catcher comes up to him. Cal Raleigh. Still tied at 0. Last of the third.
Ball, that's too high.
Well, Chris, through the early stages, he hasn't been very efficient in terms of the pitch count. He's going to need to get some quick outs if he's going to get deeper into this game. It is interesting, though, when you consider the way the game is run now. Doesn't even matter that much if your starter doesn't go that deep because teams are really aggressively building their bullpens. Here's the center fielder, Julio Rodriguez. 2 down, nobody on.
Good pitch right there. Tied him up on the hands. If I'm out there on the bump, I'm going right back in there.
Outside low. And the count now even up. It's off his shoulder, eats him up. Around first, digging for 2. Throws to second. There's the tag. They get him. And that's the inning. On to the fourth. Leading off, Wyatt Langford.
Wyatt Langford.
Ripped, but it curls foul. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. Now 5 strikeouts for him on the mound. Here's Corey Seager. All tied up. Top half of inning number 4. Hard ground ball, base knock. So they get a man aboard with a 1-out single.
Couldn't have timed it up any better than that. Smash that one through the infield for the knock. When it's hit that hard, it makes it very tough on the infielders to make any sort of.
Back to first, and he's safe. And now it's Jake Burger to hit. High fly ball, right field. Robles drifts towards it. Takes it in for the out. Go ahead run on base. Josh Smith stepping in for the Rangers. Seager leads off first with 2 down to the inning. Ground ball. Swings through that one. It's a strikeout. Ready to go for the last half of the inning. So now it's the Mariner cleanup hitter, Josh Naylor. The 2-1. Swing and a ball lifted left field. 1 down. Dominic Canzone, the next to hit.
Designated hitter, Dominic Canzone.
Next offering in there for a strike. 1 and 2.
He's pitching well, but not throwing a ton of first pitch strikes. Usually doesn't work out for success, but you can never predict baseball.
Right side, hard hit. Already 2 gone here in the home 4th. Now the third baseman, Brendan Donovan. 2 down, nobody on. We're here in the bottom of the 4th. That's ripped into the outfield, and that's a base hit. So a 2-out knock keeps the inning alive.
He was all over that one. That pretty much split the zone down the middle, and those are the ones where you got to make them pay.
And now it's Victor Robles up to hit. Swings through that one for strike 2. And there's a ball. Goes down swinging for the strikeout. Had him out front for strike 3. Back at T-Mobile Park, all set for the start of the inning. Josh Young stepping in for the Rangers. The 3-1. And he can't make the play. Still manages a throw. Safe at first as they can't make the play.
Didn't exactly square that one up, but sometimes you don't have to.
Go ahead run on base. And Jack Peterson stands in. In the dirt. The tag and got him.
Man, come on. Wow.
That misses. Ball 3.
Really good take, especially with 2 strike.
Struck him out without a swing. That's down and in. 2 down, nobody on. And we're at the top of the 5th. On the ground, right side, and he can't come up with it. Safe at first, no play. We'll see how they score this.
Wise to just eat that, otherwise you risk throwing it into the dugout.
Now it's Jansen to hit. Runner on the goal, pitch outside. Throw to second, out at second. That ends the inning. We head to the bottom of the 5th, and stepping in for the Mariners, Leo Rivas. Here's a 1-1. Worm burner into the outfield for a knock. And aboard on the leadoff single.
Oh, that'll make you feel good as a hitter right there. Timing on the swing was good, able to shoot the ball up the middle. Didn't square it up as much as he probably would have liked, but that's a good approach paying off.
On the ground, out to short. Off balance feed, there's one. A sensational double play.
Let's go.
Now it's Randy Arozarena.
The left fielder, Randy Arozarena.
2 down, nobody on. In the air, right field. And that ends the inning. Back in Seattle, all set for the top of the 6th. Danny Jansen stepping in for the Rangers. Oh, that got away from him. And he's going to reach on a hit by pitch to lead off the inning. Go ahead run on base. Here's Brandon Nimmo. The Rangers with the go ahead run at first, and we're the top half of the 6th. Hit hard on the ground to the right side. Knocks it down. Now the number 2 hitter, Wyatt Langford.
Listen, there's absolutely no reason to pitch to this guy right here. You nibble, you see if he'll expand his zone, but don't give him anything to hit. If you walk him, not a big deal. You have a double play opportunity set up.
Man at second. That one hammered, but pulled foul. 2-2 now. In there, sets him down on strikes. Strikeout number 8. And here's Corey Seager to hit.
And he's close as he's trying to get through 6 full innings right now. He's about to throw his 100th pitch. I'd be surprised if this isn't it for him.
Man on second, 2 down. And that one fouled off. And now he steps off. Big pitch coming. That misses the zone. Ball 3. And it's fouled off. They'll do it again. Payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. Bottom of the 6th. Now the Mariners catcher, Cal Raleigh. So they turn to the veteran pitcher in this spot, Jacob Junis.
And we all know about his slider. It's just filthy, man. And one of the better ones in the game, I'd say. Spin rate's very high, and it just breaks a ton.
What a stop. Fires to first. It's there, and that's a great play. Here's the center fielder, Julio Rodriguez.
Number 24, Julio Rodriguez.
Hard ground ball, base knock. So a man aboard now with 1 away.
So impressive that he didn't get tied up or jammed on that pitch inside. Instead, good quick hands allowed him to get the barrel to it, just shoot it up the middle of the field for that knock. And now they've got some speed on first, so we'll see if they try to get him into motion.
Runner takes off. In the air to left center. And a base hit. Oh, caught up in a rundown now. The
Got him.
tag and he's out.
Let's
Can't
go.
get back in time. They put the tag on him, and that's a double play to end the inning.
Let's go.
back at T-Mobile Park. We go to the top of the 7th. Jake Burger stepping in for the Rangers.
Well, timing is the key to great hitting, and right now that door is still locked. They haven't been able to figure out pitch sequences, and it's impacting them across the board.
Swing and a drive. This one is
Out of there.
no
Let's go.
doubt about it. And here in the late stages, they have the lead. Stuff for Texas, John. And we've got ourselves a pitching change. Gabe Spire.
And they felt it was time to bring on a left-handed reliever from the pen with the lefty hitter coming up. I think it's a good move. I know I never liked when opposing teams did that to me.
Here's a 1-1. Nobody on, nobody out with a run in here in the top half of inning number 7. Inside, just missed. Fouled off, and they'll do it again. Foul ball, another 2-2 upcoming. Next offering misses down and away.
Gosh, Berg, I think he's trying to deke the pitcher. There's no way he's thinking he can hit that pitch.
That's smacked on a line to center. Can't get their base hit.
Up next for the Rangers, the third baseman.
Here's the third baseman, Josh Young. In the air, left field. Arozarena should have this one. And there's one down. One out, man at first. Now here's the Rangers DH, Jock Peterson. Swing and a miss. And it's 2-2.
I think he was a little excited there, saw the fastball, but needed a step ladder to get to that one. He's going to have to tighten it back up. Still have to get it back.
Swing and a miss. Struck him out. Out number 2. Evan Carter stepping in for the Rangers. Lined, and that's a base hit. Lead runner around second. Rounds third, headed for the plate. He'll score, and they lead by 2. Safely into third. It's an RBI triple.
Loud contact leads to the double. I mean, you could tell it had extra bases written all over it as it jumped off of his stick.
Ball 2.
And that one missing low.
Love how this guy grinds out at bats. I mean, he's down there at the bottom of the lineup in the 9-hole, but he's worked himself into a really good hitter's count, trying to pick up a 2-out RBI.
And ball 4, 2 aboard. So 2 outs with runners on the corners. Brandon Nimmo getting ready to hit. Carter on third. Jansen on at first with 2 down. And 1 and 2.
It started in and ended up on the outside edge, just changing planes and very difficult.
Got it swinging for the strike.
That's, I don't know why I was going to do it.
Damage here.
2 more innings. Come on.
Bottom of the 7th. Now it's the Mariners DH, Dominic Panzone. The 1-1. And that one ripped
Catch
to
that.
left. Takes it in for the out. Brendan Donovan digs in now.
The third baseman, Brendan Donovan.
Just off the outside edge. And the count 2-1. On the ground, right side. Berger takes it to the bag, and there's 2 away. Victor Robles up next for the Mariners.
Number 10, Victor Robles.
2 down, nobody on. And a swing and a miss. In the air to left center. Langford on the move. And the inning is over. Back in Seattle, we go to the eighth. Wyatt Langford stepping in for the Rangers. Swing and a line drive ripped out into right center. That's a base hit. So a runner aboard to start the inning.
Showed a willingness to drive that pitch the opposite way. Didn't get jumpy, didn't try to pull the ball. He let it get.
So they bring on their closer in the eighth, Andres Munoz.
Just trying to keep this one close here, and this is where a bullpen can give their players a chance to fight back into the game.
Seager stands in down. And a foul ball. Runner on the go. Pitch is low. And that's a stolen base, not even close. Runner on the go again. Pitch is low. Throw bounces, and he's in there safely with the stolen base. Swings and misses, struck him out. Jake Burger now at the plate.
You have to stay disciplined in these bats. Try not to chase. A strikeout here is the last thing you want.
Swing and a miss as he was out front.
A lot of times you'll see pitcher maybe double up on a pitch. This guy will throw it 3 times, 4 times in a row because hitters just can't lay off of it.
Got him looking. And there's 2 away. Up next for the Rangers, Josh Smith. That's in there at the knees, and it's strike 2. Munoz. He's kind of a prototypical bullpen arm in today's game. Electric stuff. That results. Oh, that's a strikeout. Ready for the bottom of the 8th. And now for Seattle, Leo Rivas. That one is upstairs. And that skips into dirt. Foul. We'll see another payoff pitch. This one's smoked on its way out of here. He shoots one out to right. So they turn to their closer, Robert Garcia.
These are the spots relievers really make a name for themselves. Late and close. There's not much margin for error, but at the same time, there's a reason they're put in these situations.
Now the left fielder, Randy Arozarena. Looking to get the tying run on base. And that's in there at the knees. Got him swinging. It's a strikeout.
Up next for the Mariners.
And stepping in for the Mariners, Cal Raleigh. Two down, nobody on. Pitch misses, 3-1. And the tying run is on base.
Up next for the Mariners.
Very solid inning on the mound so far here in the 8th. Holding on to this narrow lead. This is exactly what they were looking for.
And that is downstairs. Yeah, that's ball 2.
Well, in this situation, the hitter knows that he's got to find a pitch that he can drive in order.
And he got him. Strike 3, and that'll retire the side. Back at T-Mobile Park. All set to start the 9th in this one. Josh Young stepping in for the Rangers. 1-1 down. And a swing and a miss.
He has a tendency to chase out of the zone, and that slider that's down, that's one of his money pitches to get that swing and miss.
Make it 4 strikeouts in a row, just cruising along. And the batter now, Jock Peterson. 1-run game here in the top of the 9th. Way out front for strike 2.
Clearly he was sitting on a fastball right there. It just ended up out in front of the slider. Hey, you can't fault him for his commitment. Now he's just going to have to battle with 2 strikes.
So next to hit for Texas, Evan Carter.
Man, this has been a real important inning in relief. I mean, so far, they've been doing a great job holding that deficit at 1.
Fouled off the plate. They'll do it again. 2 down, nobody on. Check swing didn't go. The count now 2-2. Battling here as he fouls it away. Strike 3, and now 6 strikeouts in a row. Back in Seattle, bottom of the 9th, Josh Naylor getting ready to hit. Foul ball still, a 1-2 count. 1-run game, bottom 9. Not close with that one. And now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Keeps the at-bat going with a foul ball. Still 2-2 after the foul ball.
He's gone off speed. He needs to elevate here with 2 strikes out of the zone.
Swing and a miss. That's a strikeout. He battled for a long time, but it finishes with a strikeout. You can't be mad at yourself after an at-bat like that one. Comes up empty. That's strike 2. Next pitch misses, and it's 2-2.
Recognize that changeup right out of the hand. Just spit on it.
And that's way high. 3-2 now.
What the fuck did you?
So
Oh,
down to their
oh my.
final out. Brendan Donovan will hit next. Slapped hard the other way, but foul. The Mariners down to their final strike. Line drive, that's a base hit. And the tying run is on base here in the bottom of the 9th.
Back against the wall with 2 strikes, but found a way. Nice job of driving that pitch the other way on a line. You know, hitters, it takes...
Tyler Alexander will take over here.
I can't imagine any save is an easy one. You're holding a small lead on the scoreboard, and you know those hitters are going to give you the best at-bats they can. So,
up the middle. Throw to first in time, and this one is over. The Rangers strand the tying run on base to win it.
Well, this is definitely a rarity, a one-pitch save. You come into the ball game, so much pressure, don't know what's going to happen, and fortunately, you make the pitch, you get the out, and everyone has a big sigh of relief.
but hell, they're still.
The Rangers strand the tying run on base to win it.
Well, this is definitely a rarity. A one-pitch save. You come into the ball